Hey guys, Geekia here with my director, Sai, who demanded he get some say in the videos, and I said no. So he's gonna sit right here and do nothing. So as you can see, we're playing, or I think we're playing a game, and it's a word game called Finn. So let's see where this goes. This year is 2400. Canada has fallen. Antarctica is the only first world country. There is no more maple syrup. That is a big deal. Maple syrup faded by many to grant infinite knowledge. Fabled by many to grant infinite knowledge. Immortality and invulnerability. I should eat more maple syrup then. It is said that it was commonplace before the fusion explosion, but then disappeared due to the weather changes. Much of what is said about it is myth, but its status as an elixir of everything remains unchanged. So, what the point of this game is, I'm supposed to unlock a mystery of what happened to the world? I don't know. The collapse lasted approximately 10,000 years and saw humanity return to its earliest system and leave them. Near the end of this 10,000-year period, humanity suddenly jumped forward scientifically and finally created fusion. This power quickly destroyed part of the Earth, requiring the sinking of the moon into the gigantic hole, now sending Earth out of its normal rotation. The weather effects, however, were irreversible and caused a spatial disorientation that moved the Earth forward around another 10,000 years and resulted the creation of the United Antarctic Republic. The sinking of the moon? The sinking of the moon was probably the most ambitious and stupid project ever carried out by humanity. Not only did it permanently change the Earth's weather patterns, but it also left a part of the world completely uninhabitable, and for decades following, dust storms from the material found on the moon blew across the I don't know how to pronounce that region, destroying already struggling countries and heavily contributing to the rise of the United Antarctic Republics. Someone wrote all this out? Kudos! The United Antarctic Republic is a collection of ethnic and racial groups that moved to this deserted wasteland after the sinking of the moon destroyed their homelands. They quickly united to form an incredibly powerful but highly divided country. Very few northern nations are willing to defy them, and it is rumored they controlled one of the last working satellites. Dispatch from Arnold Greaves, date 11/13/20,401. I apologize for my lateness, but this idiot you sent me here with only decide here with me. He only only decided to tell me yesterday that he found the satellite and does believe that it is occupied. Apparently, he has been sending the rest of his time comparing ancient sky maps to what he's seeing now. He says that he suspects our ancestors attempted to replace the moon with another body called Europe. That makes sense. That is apparently headed this way now and should enter our orbit in around 50 years. Though it was your express desire for me to guard him, I do not intend to stay here another second. This astronomer has apparently never bathed in his life, spends his entire day singing idiotic songs and parodies at the top of his lungs, chews with his mouth open, and can't even tell me what he's doing because it's too complicated. I don't care if ESPO strips me of my rank or kills me. It's far preferable to staying. In fact, I have departed at the time of this writing, so this letter might even be delivered to you by my hand. The very angry blank. It just says the very angry. There's nothing under it. So let's click ESPO. The Equatorial Correction and Protection Office is a military-like organization established by the United Antarctic Republics to serve, protect, and correct the now lawless I'm sorry guys, I'm dyslexic, so I'm really bad at reading. Region of the Earth. They are hated by every other nation besides the United Antarctic Republics, but have yet to make contact with the northernmost nation of Segalia. So we've learned about the sinking of the moon, a man who says that we tried to replace the moon with Europe, and about ECPO. I'm not gonna remember any of this. I'm guessing Celia is like the Segalia, my home. Cold, bitter, more powerful than anything on Earth. The South may be destroyed. Canada. The South Canada may have destroyed Canada, but they are fools if they think they can now take those oil fields. Oh, and was it really their plans that firebombed the rebellious Addy democracy? I don't think so. In fact, our satellite never heard their bombers report back after they entered our airspace. I wonder why. Oh, Antarctica, if only you weren't so far away. You would be dead already. I am so scared right now, guys. Like, this is actually putting me on edge. The destruction of Antarctica was one of the most brutal events in human history. This is a boring game, but it's kind of exciting and interesting. 5 metal rods fell from the sky on April the 3rd, 20,425, but gravity wasn't the only thing bringing them down. I can't breathe. Segalia had outfitted its satellite with one of the few functioning railguns left from the humanity's golden age. These 5 metal spikes were all that was needed to turn the whole of Antarctica into a ruptured, pock-marred pile of rubble where debris flew so high that pieces actually hit and damaged the satellites. The noise could be heard as far north as the abandoned Mexico City, also a pile of rubble. And nearly every survivor on the continent of Antarctica was rendered deaf. In fact, these mental rods punched so far into the earth that earthquakes were felt worldwide in the months following the event. After less than a decade, satellite imagery showed Segalia, the huge canyons now arched outward from Antarctica. The tectonic plates had broken apart and showed the red glowing flesh of the earth to all passers-by. The end drew near. I have to say, this is actually really interesting. I know it's a game and it's not true in any way, but like, it's interesting. This person thought this out and wrote this. Like, this is amazing. There's more reading. That's the only part I don't like about it. In 2451, our replacement moon arrived. For years, an object in the sky had been growing bigger and bigger, some saying it was a portent of doom, others saying that it was an ancient alien ship here to save the world from Segalia's eventual total rule of the planet. Eventually, it became big enough to see surface features. Old telescopes were brought back online, and the whole of the world watched and waited for its arrival. On the eve of June 10th, it became apparent that it wasn't going to collide with the planet, but fly by at a very close distance. The world celebrated. Not a single fight was waged that day, as people from the top of the earth to the bottom held festivals of all sorts. July the 8th told a far different story. The destruction of Antarctica brought with it a slight change in the Earth's rotation. Europe's course could have originally turned it into Earth's new moon, but with the directional change brought about by that event, it would now take one very short half circle around the moon and head towards the sun. That is what it did, and in the process, pulled the Earth into pieces through gravitational flux. One small satellite floating in the sky looked down and watched as the cracks on the Earth grew larger, and the pieces they made lift into the sky. In around 100,000 years, an alien probe would visit our galaxy. Its mission: investigate the only solar system that has already formed planets, but still has a visible ring of debris about it. And that's it! There is nothing to click on, nor nothing that I see. That was really interesting. I don't know if I'm short of breath because I was doing all that reading or because that actually excited me. It might be a little of both, but that game was very interesting. Someone took the time to write this out, which is amazing, and it's actually really cool sounding. So I hope you guys actually stuck through that and enjoyed, because this was really cool. If you guys liked, hit the like button, and if you really liked it, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Say bye, Sai.